Hello everybody and welcome. I just wanted to slap together a video to show everybody that there is some scientific proof behind the Great Awakening which is taking place on the planet. But you don't need scientific proof because anybody with eyes to see can see that this world is changing in a rapid way and in a huge way. Consciousness is literally expanding. People are asking big questions. People are sticking up to their government and want and demand a change in the system, and we're seeing climate change and unprecedented disasters, and there needs to be something done, but something is happening. There is a frequency increase on the planet and the solar system, and I want to talk a bit about that and show you guys what's going on. So please leave a comment after this video. Let me know what you think. I just slapped it together, so be nice, but whatever. Let's get into it. So most people think that the solar system is this flat disk that's stationary and planets orbiting around the sun, and it's just kind of just sitting there, but it's actually a very fluid, volatile, fast-moving system. And it's more like a comet in the way that the sun is moving at 500 or 869,000 kilometers an hour, and it's cruising. So the entire system is actually moving through our galaxy at a very, very fast rate and moving into a higher, denser energy cloud, which I'm going to talk about right now. This is a very, very interesting thing that's going on here. So this is a good example of the compression of the heliosphere. So basically you have this illustration that shows the helio sheath covering our solar system as we are moving into this new energetic field of energy here. And it's causing interplanetary climate change. I'm just going to go over that real quick. Basically, every planet has changed. Our planet, obviously changing. The Venus has slowed its orbit and increased its wind speed. Mars has increased its temperature and has had volcanic activity taking place. If the same percentage of temperature increase were to happen on Earth, it would be 65 degrees Celsius on Earth right now. And you see Jupiter's red spot diminishing. You're seeing a superstorm on Saturn. You're seeing Uranus is tilted onto its axis. And you're seeing Neptune actually going out of orbit and Pluto having volcanic activity. The sun is changing. So bam, there you go. Everything is changing, guys. It's crazy. I've got a great example here. This is a great solar flash chart, the ascension of fifth dimensional Earth. And this is a good example of what's going on here. So you have your standard model of the solar system moving into this new energetic field in 2019, 2012 to 2019. Bam, here we are, the Great Awakening. And what's happening is there is an increase in frequency of all the planets, including our own. So that means that our magnetic field of our planet and ourselves are increasing. And people are becoming aware in this Great Awakening. They're aware that there has been a suppression of free energy and a suppression of healing technologies and a suppression of extraterrestrial contact, which has been going on inside the government for a very, very long time. And this is the time for all this information to be released as we move into 5D, which is a world peace and healing and enlightenment and basically interstellar travel, multidimensional travel. Actually talking about all the stuff we see in sci-fi movies. So this is a really cool time to be alive. And we're going to see some changes on the planet. Our magnetosphere is being bombarded with energy right now. And it has a lot to do with the energies increasing, like I was talking about here. So anyway, we have the European Space Agency, which recently launched a satellite array that monitors solar activity and the impact it has upon the Earth. During the first 6 months of operation, it was revealed that the Earth's magnetic field was not only indeed collapsing, but that it was happening 10 times faster than researchers first realized. That's incredible. We're seeing pole shifts, which we'll get into in a minute, but first I want to point out that on November 11th, 2018, which is 11/11, there was a massive seismic wave that activated every seismograph on the planet. And it spread starting from the north of Madagascar. It was a few kilometers in the ground. It spread throughout the entire planet, causing all the seismographs to react. And the very next day, I should point out, is that there was a massive earthquake in Alaska. It was like a 9, I believe. It caused massive sinkholes, ripped apart highways, ripped apart buildings, and just caused all kinds of damage. Absolutely incredible. And that's because the Earth rings like a bell. We're going into these new energy fields, and it's causing massive changes. The pole has shifted, and they've actually had to revise the magnetic models that guide navigation for airplanes all over the world. They had to repaint lines in some airports, and this is because the models that guide navigation, the magnetic models, have had to be changed because the North Pole has changed. It's moving at a very rapid rate, exponentially moving into Siberia, and it's crazy, guys. So another thing to point out here is that there is declassified documents from the CIA at the end of the Obama administration. I think it was like the last day the guy was in there, he declassified these. And it shows that they are fully aware of pole shifts taking place in cyclical ways. And this means that it happens in repetitive fashion. And so no surprise to me that the CIA was aware of that. So if this is happening on our planet, what's happening in our nearest neighbors? I thought this would be interesting to point out that our nearest solar system, our nearest star system, is Proxima Centauri. Proxima Centauri, or Alpha Centauri, is about 4.5 light years away. It's a massive sun, has planets all around it, and people were very hopeful that that would be the next place for us to go. And if you follow the secret space program and William Tompkins, you'll know that obviously the military's already been there. But besides that, what's happened there? Boom! Massive stellar flare seen erupting from Proxima Centauri. And this was actually visible with the naked eye. It was so bright. And there was 23 solar flares that took place in 2016, 2017. And that shows that in relation to us, like, we're moving into this higher energetic gas cloud here. I mean, our nearest star neighbors are going to be having these kind of reactions taking place. So this makes a lot of sense. So getting back to Earth, let's take a look at the Schumann frequencies, which are 7.83 hertz normally. And this is the vibration of the Earth. If you're not familiar with this, this is the Earth's heartbeat, or the Earth's hum. And 7.83 hertz is 7.83 beats a second. And we're seeing increases off the scale. This is, I was going to bring up recently. This is insane. Usually it's hovering around 8, going along like this level here. That's normal. These lines that you see here, and all the green, are electromagnetic bursts or pulses of energy that exceed the actual scale, which is 40. This here is super concentrated, massive amounts of energy, hovering around 24, even spiking up past 40. These are ridiculously concentrated. And this is just yesterday, guys, on the 219 supermoon in Virgo. And so you can see there's a massive energy taking place there. So the frequency of the insides of the Earth has picked up. This is incredible information. So this affects our electromagnetic frequencies of our hearts, and this is connected with the Earth. And I want to show you an image that this was taken from the geosynchronous operational environmental satellites. And these are 2 satellites that orbit the Earth on opposite sides, and they measure the magnetic field of the Earth. And guess what? September 11th, 2001, there was a massive spike from both magnetic measurement devices. And this was caused about 20 minutes after the initial attack on the World Trade Center. And it wasn't the planes hitting the building that caused the spike, it was the reaction of the people. So it took about 15 minutes to half an hour for all the media to have their eyes on the World Trade Centers. And so the people's hearts reacted. The electromagnetic field of the people's hearts reacted and caused a spike in the electromagnetic field of the entire planet. So that right there proves like we are connected in a very deep way. Our consciousness is connected with the magnetics of the Earth. And with the frequency increasing on the Schumann resonance, we are going to see some changes. And I want to show you this video here. This is really well done. They're using a metal plate and vibrating a speaker underneath it with salt on top. And as they increase the frequency, it changes the geometry into more and more complex geometrical forms. And everything is geometry. Every sound you make actually has a shape to it. So when they are increasing the vibration, it's increasing the complexity of the geometry. And this is what's happening inside of the Earth. Can you imagine this happening in the entire solar system, in the entire galaxy? I mean, this is literally happening. You can prove this scientifically. And so, I don't know if you can notice, but every time one of these shifts or increases from one complex geometry to the next, it kind of distorts, it goes all over the place, and then it fits in perfectly. And then when it increases again, it goes all over the place and fits in perfectly. Right now, we're in that in-between part where it's about to go to the complex geometry, but it's scattered all over the place. So that's a great example. Sematics, look it up for yourself and find out about what's going on. That's why different shapes have different effects and frequencies. So I mentioned that before it changes, it gets all scattered, and it's clearing away the old stuff. And that's when we see, I'm going to bring up another image here, which I thought is a great example in politics. Bam, we got Donald Trump draining the swamp in this image. You got Hillary and Bill and Podesta and all these monsters. I mean, they're all going down the drain. And you see George Bush and Obama possibly being sentenced to death for war crimes and treason, 9/11, and all this Russian collusion shit that these people are doing. They're all being shipped down to Guantanamo Bay. It's amazing. And I just want to point out, whatever you think about Trump doesn't matter, because he is draining the swamp. But I personally cannot believe that a celebrity apprentice, womanizing, throwing little old ladies out in the street, real estate monster is the president of the United States. And I don't know how that's going to play out for him, but it certainly is apparent that he is draining the swamp and causing a big stir up. This whole wall thing is a distraction. The government shutdown and the national emergency is basically to drain the swamp. And so this is a frequency thing. We're going to look at it in terms of frequency. And moving on from that, you check out this nice little old lady here. This is Dolores Cannon. She is a hypnotherapist for more than 50 years, and she hypnotized people into the deepest levels. It's called it quantum hypnotherapy, and it's really amazing. After she hypnotized people in the FBI and military programs for over 50 years, she got them so deep into hypnosis that she would eventually get to a level where interdimensional beings would speak through her subjects and call it higher self, call it different levels of consciousness, whatever you want. They all had these correlating stories. These people didn't even know each other. They weren't even aware that these so-called beings were inside them, if you want to call it, so-called inside them. But they all correlated the same story, saying that there's an evolution taking place right now. And I've got this bolded out here that throughout her adventure into ET and UFO exploration, Dolores came into contact with numerous ET entities that come through her subjects to deliver information and understanding. There truly is a wealth of life out there in the universe, existing in all shapes, forms, and sizes. Absolutely amazing work that she does. I suggest that you get her books and read into it, because it'll really open your mind. So, moving on from that, I want to talk a bit about global meditation. This is important because we have, one sec, folks. Our brainwaves. Okay, if you don't meditate, you're probably going to be having a lot more trouble than people that do. When people meditate, they have a lot more centered, focused, concentration, and purpose and meaning, because they're able to go inside their mind, and it's not even some hocus pocus hippie stuff. I mean, there's science behind this, man. The brain waves become intensified or calmer depending on your intentions during meditation. So when you go into a theta wave, which is lower than what we're at right now, I'm just talking a beta, you're listening at beta. When you go into theta, like a nice slow breathing and a deep calming kind of thing, it can be really, really healing for the mind. It can sync up both hemispheres of the brain and cause a heart-brain coherence, and your body releases endorphins and chemicals that cause healing and calming. And it's been shown with EEG machines that the gamma brain waves are what like Zen monks and stuff achieve, and that causes amazing healing throughout the body. And they've also found this with musicians. When people play music like didgeridoo or guitar or piano, I mean, these gamma waves are happening, and it's important to get involved with that kind of thing. And when you have global meditation, when you have all these people coming together, synchronizing their brainwaves, hey, this guy's sleeping. But when you have all these people coming together, it causes, like where we're looking at that 9/11 frequency thing. Imagine if we could have a positive version of that, and that's what global meditation is. When people come together, it causes a positive spike in the magnetosphere. So all these people come together. What a beautiful feeling. I've been a part of mass meditations. You can do it from home. Go online and find out when the next mass meditation is. I'm going to show you some links to that. And we become one giant mind. It's absolutely beautiful, people. This is the direction that we're heading. And it's good to meditate, to work on yourself, to work on the planet. And James Gilliland at the ECETI Ranch, you go to ECETI.org and check out his world and personal healing meditation. It's great. You do a clearing, you bring in light and help the earth heal and transition through this process. It's only 20 minutes long. I recommend you check it out. And also check out Global Peace Meditation here. This is good stuff, guys, because if you look at the intention experiment by Lynn McTaggart, they did meditations that showed that they can decrease violence, decrease catastrophes, and increase positivity statistically, scientifically measured in different areas. Like they prayed peace in the Middle East, and they prayed peace in these different areas where there was war, and you could statistically see the numbers of violence and crimes drop dramatically. So it's important to get involved with these things, because we are literally cosmic beings. We are energy beings. We are helping facilitate the earth in an evolution. This is what everybody finds. If you do the research yourself, you will find this kind of thing. So the Global Coherence Initiative, check this out too. They do meditations on every full moon, and you can organize global meditations, and they do heart-brain coherence and things like that. And you can become a Global Coherence Initiative ambassador, which I suggest you do. It's taught me a lot of stuff. And you get involved with these meditations. You get into the global care room, and as you can see, there's 62 participants. But this could be any number of people. There could be 100 people at each one of these things. And on the full moons, it gets quite active. So it's really cool to be a part of these things. And I just want people to realize, that there is a spiritual aspect to all of these things. There is a spiritual awakening taking place. We are spiritual beings, folks. This is what it is. We're connected with the earth. We're connected with the sun. We're connected with the galaxy. We're connected with multiple dimensions. And there is massive beauty and love and peace and bliss and wonder and compassion within the hearts of every person. We just need to tap into it. And we need to vote with our money, and then buy. That means like buying things that support the evolution of the planet and not destruction of the beautiful environment. And you can look for yourself and see what's destructive and constructive. Definitely, like the cattle industry is very heavy on the environment when it takes down 80% of all the forests in the world. So whether you're a meat eater or not, I mean, that fact alone should have nothing to do with like, oh, I have to even eat my meat. I mean, like, this is really destroying the planet here. Never mind that these are compassionate, intelligent creatures that we're actually eating. And we need to make every day Earth Day, because the time is now. It's so important for people to wake up, for people to actually understand that we are connected to something much, much bigger, much deeper. And the Earth is our only home. We need to make her happy. We need to have harmony. We need to release the free energy and have the oceans cleaned up and have the air cleaned up and have harmony on the planet. There's more than enough for everybody to go around. There is definitely technology that can clean up and heal the planet and heal all the people and have harmony. We could have a new monetary system. There's endless possibilities. And we need to connect and pray with our beautiful Mother Earth. It is absolutely a blissful connection. When you really do connect with Mother Earth, you feel this beauty inside your chest and inside your heart. I can feel it right now. It's just this infinite love. No matter how much damage we have done to her, and how many trees we've cut down or rivers we have dammed, she loves us no matter what. And she is evolving right now, and it's time that we help her evolve, because we are her. Our bodies are made of her. Our consciousness is connected with her. So it's a good idea for people to look into these things. And I just love you all, guys. I feel the beauty inside me right now, and that's why I'm slapping this video together. So anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed this little video. And do your own research and look into what's going on the planet. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I'm just going to leave you with this guy. So have a great day, folks.